Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining in this discussion series on Quran and Ahlul Bayt AS. So, as we have talked about the verses of the Quran from Surah Fatir, Surah Al-Waqia, Surah Ahzab, I do want to highlight something very important, a concept that we should really understand in order to understand the different types of people, the types of people who understand the logic, who understand the connections, who understand and see the miracles, who realize the position of Ahlul Bayt alayhis salam, versus those who have seen the same miracles, who have seen the same divine knowledge of Ahlul Bayt alayhis salam, who have seen the miraculous display of amazing miracles from Ahlul Bayt alayhis salam, whether in the life or in the modern world after their death. For example, the travel to Karbala, the journey to Karbala on Arba'in or during Ashura, that in itself is a miracle. The miracles that people see and witness when they go to the haram of Imam Hussain Islam or any of the haram of any of the Imams. These miracles prove that these Ahlul Bayt al-Islam are not ordinary creations, they are special. And let me give you an example that I normally give to people, that when in today's society we have Amazon and other online services, when we are choosing what service to go after, we make sure that we select the service that has 4 5 star rating. We do not go after like a stupid service that has 1 star rating. In this world, we know that there are 6 billion, 7, 8 billion people right now. All of us will die one day. 8 billion graves will be created at some point for all the people who are in this world. And there have been billions of graves that were created for people who died before us. These peoples and graves, no one, or let me ask you this question, why don't people go to these 8 billion, 10 billion humans that have gone before us? We don't even know the location of their grave. We don't even know who was buried where. But why is that these 14 Masumin alayhi salam, when they are buried where they are buried, people flock to them? There is no logical reason why people would flock to the dead person's grave until unless they're seeing karamat, they're seeing miracles, they're seeing something that is happening in their life that is pulling them towards that direction. It is just not humanly possible that one person keeps on giving one review and then keeps on buying the same bad thing again and again. It's just the example of the worst type of stupidity. And it doesn't happen. You can confuse people for one generation, or you can force people if you have martial law, or you are forcing people by force, by threatening them. But we have seen so many empires who last for 200 years and then they leave. There's so many people, so many rulers who came and tried to destroy the remembrance of Ahlul Bayt al-Islam. But this remembrance kept continuing. How many times the the tomb and the shrine of Imam Hussain al-Islam was destroyed? But that did not end the remembrance of Imam Hussain al-Islam. After 1400 years, after multiple times the destruction of their shrines, the same, and I would say many more times, people are going there. And I can challenge that one day, inshallah, when Baqi is freed, when Hijaz is freed, there will be millions of people going to Baqi and Hijaz. But what is that thing that keeps people coming back? At the same time, what is that thing that when people see all of these miracles, they still do not come? They still do not realize that this is something supernatural. This is not coming from a human's perspective. This is not coming when people are giving some food as an incentive, or they're incentivizing people, but rather people are paying their own hard-earned money and going in 120 degrees to go to the ziyarah and the visitation of Imam Hussein. So what is that thing that pulls people over there? People don't see that. So that's why it is important to realize there are different dimensions of people. There are one group of people who have the marfa, and within those there are like different degrees of marfa. I'm not going into that, but I would like to highlight that there's one group of people who have the marfa. There is the second group of people who will never have marfa. They will see all the miracles. They're like the people of Pharaoh, who saw the miracles of Prophet Musa in front of them when his staff became a snake and ate all the snakes of the magicians. All of these people who were standing with Pharaoh, how many of them converted? Only a handful of magicians, not everyone else. And they saw the miracles by their own eyes. Similarly, there are people who will never convert, who will never even understand what is happening because their hearts are closed. And then there is this third group of people who have not been reached because we have been so consumed by the cultural affairs or the remembrance of Ahlul Bayt al-Islam in a way that we are not reaching out to the world, to the people who have a pure heart. There's no point in reaching out to the people who have closed hearts. Their heart is closed. There's no point in spending energy, but spend energy on those who are looking for truth, whose hearts are neutral, who do not have that disgust, that love for those who went against the household of the Prophet, like Umar and Abu Bakr. If people have love for them and they do not have love for Ahlul Bayt al-Islam, there is no point in you even arguing with them. But there is a majority of humans who are still looking for truth, even whether Muslims or non-Muslims, whether white or black or Chinese or Vietnamese or Russians or English or any language they might be speaking. These are the people who are searching for truth. Their heart is still neutral. So we should be thinking about these three different types of people and looking how we address these types of people. And in the next discussion, I'm going to give an example how these things come together in our life. Assalamu alaikum.